Good afternoon. It is 2 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Time, which means it's time for another midweek motivation. And I see Lisa, the lost coffee mug, is already here. And she says, hey, hello. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. I'm having an excellent week, thank you, even though the air quality has not been super great and we are under a heat advisory. I think the real feel right now, the actual temperature is like 95 or 96. Real feel is 112 for the second day in a row. And I've been doing errands out in this whatever it is. And yesterday I went to drop books off at the library. So I was able to go early before they were open while it was still relatively cool. And then I stopped at the grocery store to pick up a few little things. And then today I did a more complete shop and I went to Aldi. And then I went to a couple of libraries after that to drop off books. And are you ready to share the joy, the triumph, the apex at the cone of time? That shelf back there that has a single candle on it, there we go. That is my shelf for library checkouts, and it doesn't have anything on it because I returned them all. I read them. I returned them. It's finally cool here, says Lisa. It's 71 and air quality isn't too bad. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be like 86. So Stormy's here. Hi, Stormy. Nice to see you. And like I said, I finished my library books. I'm at checkout zero. Well, I'm almost at checkout zero. I went to the library today to pick up some books for my mom, and I did pick up another book. Hey, Emily Lost in the Library is here. Thank you for coming along and setting your alarm and notifications and stuff. I appreciate it. I appreciate your presence. I was just bragging about how I'm at library checkout zero. Well, not quite. I went to the library today to pick up some stuff for my mom and to return. I had books out from 2 different library systems. You're lucky, says Stormy. It's 96, feels 113, says Stormy. Yeah, that's what we've got. So Lisa was just sharing her good fortune after the tornadoes and whatnot that she had. All the cool people are here, and I was wondering how long the zero checkout would last. Well, it did not last long. I think it lasted I don't think it even lasted 5 minutes because I returned the last of my library books to the one library system. And then I immediately, Stacy's here. Nice to see you. It says present. Anyway, so I returned the books. I put them into the returns box, and then I checked a book out. However, I would like to say that this is a book that I've already read and my mother's already read. I had it checked out from a different library and they needed it back. So I returned it there and realized after I returned it that I did not take a picture of it for the Instagram, for the gram. And that is Don't Make Me Pull Over, an informal history of the family road trip by Richard Ratte. Ratty? I don't know. It's very fun. It's mostly memoir, but he does put in a lot of facts about like how motels came into being in the United States and how we built the roads and fast food joints and all kinds of stuff. And it's all interwoven among memories of his own family road trips in the 70s with his parents and his older siblings because he was the youngest in his family. I always fail checkout zero, LOL, says it. So actually, this is not a book to read. It's a book to photograph and return. Oh, which reminds me, I actually finished my cork board with US and Canada on it, but I forgot to bring it over here. I had like a last minute flurry of things to do before I went live. So I'll bring it over here, be after the 10 minutes of yuck or during the 10 minutes of yuck. So anyway, so I did check this out. Oh, and the other thing is, it's not checked out to me, but my mom got her mitts on a copy of Ruth Ware's latest novel, The Woman in Suite 11, I think it is. So I might be reading that. It's very possible. Anyway, I have a lot of books that I've picked up because my book hauls got kind of backed up because what was it? 2 weeks ago that I had the big box of 50 Harlequin super romances that I hauled, and I had already been to my 3 states, 3 used bookstores tour. And so last week I hauled those. And in the meantime, I had gone to a couple of library sales, not library sales exactly, but some of the books, libraries around here have their own dedicated space, and they have bookstores with bookstore hours that aren't even always the same as the library hours. Sometimes they're open when the library is closed. More often they're closed when the library is open. So I picked up some of those. And also I hit a couple of little free libraries. In fact, one of the little free libraries is right next to the book returns at my hometown library that I went to on Tuesday. So I thought I would just do, it's 4 total that I got at little free libraries. And I thought I'd do those before the 10 minutes of yuck. I know, shocking, shocking, I tell you. But, you know, I've got like another like 3 dozen books to go through, so I got to pace myself. So are we ready for the little free library haul? I know everybody's probably like doing stuff and they're like, just do it. Don't make us validate you every second. We got stuff to do. Okay. I found this a lovely trade. Somebody has something to say. Yes, says Lisa. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are working or doing other stuff. And so, yes, says Emily. Thank you. I appreciate the validation. I should just seize the bull by the horns and just do it, because I know a lot of you are at work or in the middle of projects or whatever. So you don't necessarily, you give a whole new meaning to a book tour. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Gwen, Wyoming, Barkity, Barkity. I don't have any puppies around. Well, I have a couple on the tree, but I can't reach them right now. Anyway, so we're just doing a couple of little, my little free library haul. Now, this book I got at Lyman Orchards, which is a place in the next town over where you can pick your own fruit, and they have a corn maze in the fall. And they also have a nice, whooshamacallits. They have a nice store, and you can actually get sandwiches made to order, and they make their own chips. This is chips in the American sense, like potato chips, but they do them like right on the spot while you wait. You can get regular or sweet potato. And they have like a bakery and a whole bunch of stuff where they incorporate their produce into baked goods or into, dinners. And then they have some other like stuff that they bring from elsewhere. And they don't grow grapes on the property. And actually, the Lyman family has owned that farm since 1741. And somewhere I have a book, and I've read it, that a local historian wrote. It's kind of a fictionalized account of the Lyman family. I mean, it's fictionalized. It's pretty accurate. It's just like she makes up dialogue for them to say, and she kind of guesses at what they were thinking. It's pretty good. It's called Thy Children's Children by Diana Ross McCain, who is neither related to John McCain nor to Diana Ross. Anywho, and so anyway, they have a little free library, and I picked up this trade paperback copy of Pet Sematary by Stephen King, which I did not have, and now I do. And then, as I said, I picked up 3 books from the little free library that's right next to the book drop at my hometown library. And it's funny because every time I look at that, they never have anything that I'm interested in. And this time I have 3. So this is an advanced reader copy for a book that's coming out in August of 2025. It says cover not final. Upstanding Young Man by Sharon Doring. And I think this is I didn't realize that I knew it was an ARC, but I didn't realize that it hadn't actually been released yet. Okay, so it's some kind of thriller, suburban. Okay, it's like the perfect suburban family and the teenage son disappears. Okay. And then I also have a book that, this is an advanced reader copy for a book that came out in May of 2025. I just grabbed it. I didn't really look at what these were because it was hot and I wanted to get to the grocery store so I could get home and cool off. This is Shampoo Unicorn, which is about, okay, it's about a podcast. It's about a podcast. It's set kind of in West Virginia, and we've got I'm not sure what this is about, but it's about teenagers, young adults. I don't know if this is marketed for the youth market or what. Anyway, but one of them is cis gay, one of them is kind of gender fluid gay, and one of them is trans, and they're living in West Virginia, and they're all into this podcast. I don't know. It sounds kind of fun. And then another one, and this is called The French Gardener, and it's by Santa Montefiore. She's the author of The Last Voyage of the Valentina. And it just has such a nice cover. And it's about, what is it about? This is not an ARC. Oh, you are invited to be spellbound by the sheer charm. It's one of these where it's like white writing on a purple background, so it's kind of hard to read in this light. It's a country house, and an enigmatic Frenchman comes to help them restore the garden. Anyway, so that's what I found in the little free library. A couple of different little free libraries. So, are we ready for a 10 minutes of a yuck? Because I am actually a little scattered, and I did stuff this morning, and it was hot, and I'm scattered and kind of tired. So I'm not going to be doing 10 minutes of yuck. I keep saying that. I'm like, I'm not going to do any yuck because I've already done enough today. But we shall have 10 minutes in which to pursue our various unpleasant things that we want to get over with. And when we come back, oh, all kinds of stuff. I've got those books to discuss, my book haul, and I have some exciting news, at least exciting for me personally. I have an update on my reading plans. I want to share my immediate reading plans, and also what I've been doing to fulfill the various requirements of the library program, the library adult summer reading programs that I'm participating in. So this will hopefully be exciting. And yes, the haul does include a fair number of historical, well, some historical, a lot of category, just all kinds of stuff. It should be exciting, I hope. Okay, so we are going to sprint until 22 minutes after the hour. Oh, I forgot to get the link for the radio station. The River 105.9 variety from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and probably a bunch of ads, which is fun for you because if you actually listen to it on this website, you can get all of the Connecticut ads. So here we go. And I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, it's time to come back. You've done the yuck. Comments. Emily informed us that she will be doing a laundry. I'll be doing laundry dry during our 10-minute sprint. Gotcha. And Lisa says, I'm going to get me some chocolate pudding with Oreos on top. Yes, I eat like a little kid. But you also grow vegetables like a big kid. So, that's like big kid stuff. Okay. So let's see, updates. I haven't really fulfilled too many prompts on the library adult programs because I haven't been checking out books and things. I've been focused so much on getting that shelf empty. And now it is. Lisa, that sounds yummy. See, I'm with Storm on this. I don't think that sounds like a little kid thing. I mean, it does sound like a little kid thing, but you know what? My mom never let me have that kind of thing when I was a kid. So yeah, we're coming over to your place. Then I have the read 100 hours. Well, this is for a raffle, and every 4 hours that you read gets you a raffle ticket. And they gave me a thing that had 100 squares, and then I added a few more just for the heck of it. I don't know if they'll buy that or not, but this is where I am. I don't remember when I picked it up. I should have put a date on it, but I didn't. Anyway, so now I am at 92 hours and 15 minutes. And I am not counting fan fiction, only arcs and, books, published type books. No fan fiction, no news articles, no online long reads, just books. Storm says, I may pop in and out as I need to film something once I get it ready. Well, I think we all understand that, or at least I do. Oh, I had an editing mishap. Okay. I've already posted my library, my book on haul, because they're going back to the library video. I put that up yesterday. And I was talking about how I'd already also recorded my my bargain counter argument after hours. The videos where I talk about the stuff, dark romances, spicy romances, kinky romances. And I was like, oh, I recorded it. It's mostly edited. I just need to do a couple of things here. And then I was watching it back last night and I realized that at the beginning of the video, I'm like, I have 6 books here. And that's what I said in my the video I already posted, that there were 6 books there. And I'm like, but I only talked about 5. What is going on here? I was like, I'm pretty sure I talked about that 6th book. And I was like, well, maybe I'll have to just record that really quickly. No, it was I had talked about that 6th book, but I had inadvertently edited that out of the video. I mean, I still have it in raw footage, so it's just a matter of like plunking it in. So that'll be fun. Anyway, so I'm hoping to have that up Thursday night, maybe Friday night. Sock says, Lisa, that's my name and what is on my feet. Do you read in the morning when you get up or just in the afternoon, night? It depends. If I wake up before my mom, if I wake up early enough before my mom gets up, I will go downstairs and have a cup of coffee and read until Mom Marionette joins me, and then we will have some breakfast, and then I will come back upstairs. And when I come back upstairs is usually when I do my online stuff. So yes, first thing in the morning, if I go downstairs before Mom Marionette is up. Other than that, I usually will I'll come back upstairs after lunch and I'll just like do my stuff that I need to do online and take care of that. And then maybe I'll just keep noodling around online, playing quizzes or whatever, or maybe I'll put away the computer and pick up a book. And then, yeah, afternoon, evening, anytime really. Now today, Mom Marionette and I ended up getting up at the same time. And then as soon as, well, I had some stuff to do before I left. And then, yeah, and then I like took a shower, I changed the sheets, took a shower and all of that. And then I went off and did my errands. So I haven't really sat down and read a book yet today, although I have been reading like long form content online, news essays and essays about politics, news, history, whatever. But I haven't actually picked up a literal book today. And Emily says, I just finished editing my most recent video before sprints Just got to get it posted. Nice, 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 nice. And Lisa says, I need to edit a review and film one at some point. I finished 2 books yesterday. Nice, nice. Yeah, I have the bargain counter argument after hours, which I'll be putting up, like I said, Thursday night or Friday night. Um, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for Sunday, if anything. My approach to content creation has been very scattershot. The heat really just throws me for a loop every year. Every year I think, oh, it can't possibly be as bad as I remember. And then it's like, it's worse. However, one thing that, oh, another comment. What did you finish? I also finished a book yesterday. Nice. That question is for Lisa because she finished 2 books. I did start something last night when I was at Inbox Zero. I just felt like school was out for summer or something. I mean, when I was at Library Checkout Zero, I felt like school was out for summer. So I grabbed one of the books I picked up recently, Different Seasons by Stephen King, which is 4 novellas. And I read the longest one in the book because I've been meaning to. I've read it before. I've been meaning to reread it, and that is Apt Pupil. So I read that last night, and I read the first couple of pages of Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, which I've read many times as well. And then it was time to go to sleep. On Monday, when I was just like creating, recording videos and doing all kinds of stuff, I also finished the US and Canada Cork Board. Look at her. So if people want to share where some of their reads have been taking place, I can put pins on it. I mean, it's already got a lot of pins on it. So I finished Case of the Blues by Corinna Moss and Lovewell Lane by Ansley B. Calloway. Case of the Blues, is that like blue cheese? Is it Corinna Moss, the one who does the cheese shop mysteries? Oh, says Lisa, we can add to that Denver, Colorado. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. I have these pins where I had to, they were the ones that were so long and I had to snip them off manually. I didn't always do a very good job. Let's see. Which one's Colorado again? I'm doing this in dim light. I don't like to have too much of a bright light because I am so very, very pale. People will think I'm having a seance. Okay. Denver. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's still too long. I am struggling with basic manual tasks. There we go. Okay. Looks great, says Emily Lost in the Library. Thank you. I would have liked to have put more stickers in the middle, but really Northern Alaska and Northern Canada are really the only places where I can get away with that. Otherwise, I'm like trying to guess where, Saskatoon is or something. And she says, Oregon, says Emily. Any specific place in Oregon? I have something on coastal Oregon already. I hope the people of Crescent City are okay with the tsunami. I don't know if the tsunami warning is still in place for them. Storm says, I never remember where the books I read are set. LOL. Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, it's set in a city, it's set in a suburb, it's set in the countryside. What more do you need from me? Colorado is one of the rectangle ones. LOL. It's not a perfect rectangle though. It's not Wyoming. Because it's got that. Oh yeah, no, I guess it is. Well, it's got like that slightly irregular state line with Nevada. Anyway, so if anybody else thinks of something at any time, let me know. Okay. Are we ready for more book hauling action? I don't remember where everything came from. I went to 3 different, well, I actually went to one, two. I went to 2 different library bookstores, and I actually went to 3, but one I didn't buy anything. Oh, and today I actually went to a couple of libraries where they were selling books in the lobby. Show us the books, says Lisa. It was called Spoons. It's fictional, but it's on the coast. Okay. I don't have any trouble putting another pin on the coast of Oregon. Let me get another pin. Come on. Get a nice pink one. Oh, that's too long. Yeah, purple. Yep. Purple on the coast of Oregon. There we go. And a nice purple one on the coast of Oregon now. And oh, it's just so abundant. So much stuff. Okay. A minimalist? I am not. Okay, so first I'm going to show 4 books that I know exactly where they came from because I just picked them up today. I got this one from the lobby. It's not a full-on bookstore, but they do have some books in the lobby at Durham Public Library in Durham, Connecticut, which is I went to, and this is Harlequin Blaze Midnight Fantasies, and it's an anthology of 3 novellas by Vicki Lewis Thompson, Stephanie Bond, and Kimberly Ray. Ooh, it's got a bookmark in it. Ha ha ha. It's got a bookmark promoting Book Nook, which is at first I was excited because I saw Rhode Island, but it turns out it's at 9933 Rhode Island Avenue in College Park, Maryland. Used books, bought and sold. Nice. Anyway, so when did this come out? These are all copyright 2001. So it's spicy, steamy novellas. And I got that at Durham. And then last night, I saw that Middlefield, Levi Co-Library in Middlefield, which is next town west of here, had a thing advertising. They have a really nice book sale in the spring. They have bake sale and crafts and stuff. It's really cool. They were advertising that they actually have a setup in the lobby now for used books, and they were showing that they had like a hardback copy of The Women by Kristen Hanna and that kind of thing, and their hardbacks are $2 and their paperbacks are $1. And so I got a hardback and 2 paperbacks. I got this one, which is Suspicious by Nora Roberts. And what this is an omnibus volume of 3 books by Nora Roberts that I think were originally published by Silhouette. In Partners, copyright 1985, The Art of Deception, copyright 1986, and Night Moves, copyright 1985. So this is like when Nora Roberts was writing categories. And I have another omnibus volume by her and one by Kay Hooper and those kinds of 80s books that got re-released in the early 2000s. So that's that. And I also got this. This is a book I have read at least twice. I actually think I've read it 3 times and I really like it. And so I saw it, so I grabbed it. And it is The Passage by Justin Cronin, which is like an apocalyptic novel. It's the first of a trilogy. The sequels are The 12 and City of Mirrors. And it's apocalyptic, like vampire/zombies. And I just really liked it. And I now have my own copy of The Passage, and I'd like to get my own copy of the other 2 books as well. It's a step back, but it's the boring kind that just has like, well, it does have a person. That's Amy. She's a 12-year-old. And then it's mostly just promotional materials. And then finally, the hardcover I got was, as I said, I'm trying to beef up my Stephen King collection. Mostly I'm getting hardbacks, although I did get Pet Sematary, which is, I showed that earlier. That's a trade paperback. And I have my copy of The Institute is a trade paperback as well. But the rest are hardcover. And this is what I found, The Dark Half by Stephen King in hardcover. I have read it. I've read pretty much everything he's ever written except for a couple of books, which I was like, no, just no. No, not into it. Not into it. Not gonna read it. Okay, so that's where we are with those. And the rest of these, I'm not entirely sure. I know I got a fair amount, a lot of them I got at Berlin, uh, Connecticut, and some I got at Wallingford. So let's see what we got. I haven't sorted through them. Some of this will be a surprise to me as well. Ah, I have some kind of paranormal thing. Is it the first book in the series? Is it the 12th book in the series? I do not know. It is called Temptation of the Warrior by Margot McGuire. And let's see. He has to jump forward nearly 1,000 years to protect his people. And so yeah. So he meets a girl on the run. Copyright 2007. Temptation of the Warrior. And Harlequin Desire. Maisie Yates, One Night Rancher from the Carsons of Lone Rock. I've never read anything by Maisie Yates, but I've heard a lot of people really like her stuff. So I was like, oh, I can get this for 25 cents. So why not? Why not? I ask you, why not? If your luck is like mine, says Storm, it is not the first book in a series. LOL. It looks like it might actually be. It might actually be. I'm not sure. I'll let you know when I. And then they had this Blessings Georgia novel by Sharon Sala, The Color of Love. And Sharon Sala, my first live stream ever was the mystery bag of romances that I got from a used bookstore. And one of the books was actually an historical by Sharon Sala, which I don't think she writes those anymore, called Whippoorwill. And it turns out it's about a woman who runs a brothel, and the town's new preacher shows up and dies in her brothel, and she's like, oh no, everybody's going to be after me. And then she just like grabs this guy and she's like, here, you're going to be the town's new preacher. Well, it turned out the preacher who died wasn't really a preacher, and the guy it sounds nuts, and I'm like almost afraid to read it because I just it sounds like nuts on toast, and I am there for it. My sister read that Maisie Yates and liked it. Nice. That was One Night Rancher. And so this is The Color of Love by Sharon Sala. There's a picnic table. Don't we love it when there's a picnic table? I like it when there's a picnic table. And there's a lake. I have a candle for this. At the lake, it's called. And I have this Harlequin Presents by Anne McAllister, Lessons from a Latin Lover. And this is from May of 2005. Ooh. Very glamorous walk on the beach. Okay, she wants to get married, and she's like, how am I going to seduce a man? And how do I make sure that men know that I'm interested in getting married and stuff? And so she goes to this guy, I don't know who he is, to her, and she's like, show me this thing, show me the ways of seduction. And he's like, I can do that. Okay, let's see. And then we have, oh, I picked this one up, Storm. I hope you're still here, because I picked this one up because of you, because it is Lee Greenwood, Leigh Greenwood, The Mavericks. And you were talking about Lee Greenwood, and I was like, country artist? And you're like, no, it's spelled the female way, except the person who wrote it is actually a dude writing under a female pseudonym. I don't know. Anyway, but I was like, oh, Lee Greenwood, I know who that is now. Storm says, oh, cool. Yes, Mavericks. And it's got horsies on the cover. We like it when there are horsies. It's a nice cover. It's got this like floral kind of plain slash meadow in the front. We've got this sun in the back and those horses in mid gallop. Nice. Let's see. Ooh, Harlequin Blaze again. Suzanne Forster. Decadent. Mm-hmm. I think that's a mask and not lingerie with cutouts, but you never know. Discreet and decadent. Oh, my books are knocking over. Uh, I have a Christine Fian. Oh, I know what this is. This is The Twilight Before Christmas, which I think is one of those books that's part of the Drake sisters, but because it's like one of those like, it's not like a full-fledged novel, it's not available from the library. I'm enjoying the Drake sisters, so yeah. Well, actually, I've only read one Drake sisters novel, but I want to read more. It was one of those ones I did months and months ago when I did my dive in or drop out Christine Fian edition, which is so far the only dive in or drop out I've done, which is the idea of dive in or drop out is I read the first book from a series and then decide, like, is it for me? Will I dive in? Or is it not so much for me and I will drop out? But I've only done one so far, but it was Christine. All of it was Christine Fian. Oh, this is nice. This is a mass market, but it's floppy. Best of both worlds. And then we have, okay, this is an historical. It's one of those like slightly oversized historicals. It's by Lisa Byrne, and it's The Redemption of Philip Thane. Is it a historical? I think it's an historical. Yeah, 1819. Mm-hmm. Hubba hubba. And let's see. I think I'll do one more and then maybe we could do a sprint, half an hour. This is Gideon by Jacqueline Frank. I have another series by her, but I think this is Nightwalkers, and I think this is the second or third book, but I just grabbed it because they show up sometimes, and so at library sales or whatever, and I just kind of grabbed them, and eventually I'll have the series. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a break before we proceed, if that's okay with people. I mean, not a break. Do 30-minute sprint. It's a break for me because I can stop talking, which every once in a while I do get tired of talking, but not often. Lisa says, ooh, yes to sprints, yes. So, yeah, maybe I can organize my thoughts a little bit better, or maybe not. Okay, whoops, I took my glasses off. That was a mistake. Now, I need to get my act together. Okay, so we're sprinting until, let's go until quarter after, just round it up a little bit. Sprinting until 0. That's not how you spell that. Sounds good, says Stacy. Okay. I will put this on the screen and I will mute myself and I'll see you in about half an hour. Okay, and we're back. And I think I'm gonna finish showing the books that I got recently, and then I think I'm gonna close it out because I just suddenly got very tired and kind of headachy. So I think I'm just gonna do that. I am gonna actually briefly describe my reading plans for the next few days. Uh, Earlier, Lisa was asking if I read books early in the morning. And I said, yes, if I go downstairs before my mom does. Need to take it easy, says Lisa. Yes, yes, I do. I was doing okay, but I just did a lot of running around the last couple of days. Anyway, so Lisa had been asking if I do any reading first thing in the morning. And I said, yes, if I get downstairs before Mom Marionette does, then I'll read. And the other day I was up before Mom Marionette and I was reading a book from the library and I was reading it and I wasn't enjoying it. So I decided I wasn't going to finish it. So then I was like, well, I want to read something. So I grabbed something off the shelf. I have a lot of thrillers downstairs because if Mom Marionette's going to read anything from my book collection, it's going to be either nonfiction or thrillers, sometimes general fiction. So I keep a lot of that stuff downstairs so she can browse it if she ever wants to. Oh no, that's the worst. Hope you rest up and start to feel better. Yeah, I mean, I feel well enough to just finish what we're doing here. So anyway, this was the book I started. It was the other day, The Cellar by Natasha Preston, the Wattpad sensation. And so far it's fine. I haven't read that much, but I'm going to be reading this. And I think, like I said, I wanted to reread Apt Pupil from Different Seasons by Stephen King, and I did. And now I think I'm going to read the other books, the other stories in the book as well. And this was an arc for a book that was released in May. It is YA, Shampoo Unicorn. I think I'm going to go read this because it's an arc for a book that was released fairly recently. And then this one, that's the arc for the book that is going to be scheduled to be in stores on the 12th of August. I'm going to read that because I can, get in there before it's even published. Speaking of, you know how I love me some Alexis Hall, and he had a book that was released yesterday, looking for group, meaning group for online gaming, and I was interested in it, and I actually put in for it as an arc, and they didn't get back to me. They didn't say yes, they didn't say no, they just didn't say anything at all. And I thought, well, yesterday it was released, and I was thinking today when I was out and about of going down to Montgomery and Taggart, Connecticut's first and so far only romance bookstore, and picking it up. And I decided it was too much to do in one day, especially since I wanted to be home and have some lunch and be here for the live. And then after lunch, I had an email saying that I was approved for the arc. So I get to read it there. So that's going to be a priority because I love me some Alexis Hall, as I said. And oh, and I would like to get to this at some point. Oh, speaking of arcs, I put in for an arc, not realizing the book I had requested was it's part of a series of interconnected standalones by Carmen Lee. And I didn't realize that. And I read it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I have the first book in this series, and that is the 710 Split. It's a Sapphic bowling, like local small town bowling league. This one came out a couple of years back, I think. I don't have the second one, but the third one that is being released on August 26th is, I think it's called the Secret Crush Book Club, also Sapphic Small Town Goodness. So I want to read this one before I read that one. Oh, Barkety, if Wyoming's still here, Barkety, Barkety. I picked up a puppy while I was running around the house. This is Susan. Lisa has a question. I can find my glasses. I can maybe even try to answer it. She says, are you counting that Stephen King book as one or four books since there's more than one story in that book? I did actually, last night, I logged Apt Pupil because Apt Pupil is available as a standalone as well, and it's almost 200 pages. I logged that as a book that I had read before I decided I was going to go ahead and read the other books in the volume. So I think what I'll do is once I've read all of the stories in this volume, I will probably take that off and just put this in as a complete book, or not. Maybe I'll just add this and leave apt pupil as a separate title. I don't know. I could just make it up as I go along. Anarchy! Anarchy! Goodreads Storygraph Anarchy! I mean, you are talking to a woman who has a year-round Christmas tree. Oh, I had this little pride flag that my library gave to me for Middletown Pride, which is like the biggest Connecticut Pride festival in early June. Well, it's the biggest in Connecticut, no matter what time of year, but it's in early June. And I went in to get a free book, and they also gave me a Pride flag, which I realized looks very, very spiffy on the top of the summer tree. Middletown Pride, people. Middletown Pride. Okay, and then let me see, what else do I have here? So, like I said, I want to read those arcs, and I want to read this one preparatory for reading the other one. That's good luck, says Emily. Enjoy your arc. If I enjoy it as I have enjoyed most, but not all of Alexis Hall's work, I will probably end up getting my own copy at some point. Anyway, so, and then I have for those of you who are participating in B's like staycation thing, going around, I still have not finished my book for France, which is The Man at La Valise by Mary Wimberly, which I keep reading as The Man at La Valise. So you know when I take its picture for Instagram, it's going to be next to a suitcase. Mm-hmm. And The Kisses in the Wine for Spain, Violet Winspear. And Storm by Vanessa Grant, which is Queen Charlotte Island, so BC, Canada. And this is one that I think I mentioned before that Sarah, she used to be the bookish knitter, now she's category romance reader. She highlighted it on her channel in a short, and she read the back, and she's like, I don't know, this sounds like it's cheating or cheating adjacent. I was like, I have that book. I will read it and get back to her. I still haven't done that, but I will. And then for the United States, I have Midnight Secrets by Kit Daly, which is a candlelight ecstasy romance from, I think, the 80s or 90s. This takes place in Connecticut. So Connecticut content, con. And A Hint of Splendor by Kathy Clark, also from a similar era from Candlelight Ecstasy Romances. And this is, she's actually from Connecticut, but she goes to Houston, to the Johnson Space Center in Houston, because she's going to be an astronaut. So, yeah, fun. And I think, so that's some of what I have planned for the next like week or so. And I have another arc besides the Alexis Hall and the Secret Book Crush Club, the Secret Club. What is it? The Secret Crush Book Club. Besides those two, I have another one for a book that is coming out on the 26th of August, and that is actually a biography of Cesar Romero. Cesar Romero was an actor, and he was very, what was it? I had the seduction of the Latin lover. He was a very suave kind of guy. I think he might have also been a musician and a band leader, and he was in some B movies, and he was actually, I think he was the first one, I'm not sure. He played the Joker on the Adam West 1960s TV Batman. And I think he might have been the first person to play the Joker on screen, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, so this is a biography of him. And Cesar Romero was gay, but of course he had to be in the closet. And he talked to film historians and biographers while he was still alive and talked to them very frankly about all of this. But he said that he would talk to them about it as long as they agreed that they wouldn't discuss his personal life, his particularly his being gay, until after he had died. So, and he died a while ago. He might have actually come out publicly while he was still alive. I'm not sure, because of course, as he got older and retired from acting, he just did not care. And also as the stigma lessened. Okay, so I still can do some more book haul, but I'm really flagging here, guys. So maybe I'll save it for next week. We still have some to go through. I'll knock out the hardcovers really quickly, like, because two of them are political book. One of them is another Stephen King, 4 stories, If It Bleeds. At least one of them is Holly Gibney. I don't know if all of them are, but anyway, I've read it. Show us next week, says Lisa. Get rest. I think, and I'm going to knock out a couple of the other 2 hardcovers that, well, 2 of the other hardcovers that I have, because these are political books, and we don't, you know, I'll just say that I have them, and you can draw your own conclusions from that. One is from 2017 by Kurt Anderson, Fantasyland: How America Went Haywire. And the other one is by Maggie Haberman of the New York Times, Confidence Man: The Making of Donald Trump and the Breaking of America. The thing is, Maggie Haberman is actually tends to be fairly sympathetic toward President Trump. She, as these things go, her parents actually worked for him for a while in the 80s. So, but people feel their own way about President Trump. Personally, not a fan, but I have that book. I'll read it. I'm also not a big fan of Maggie Haberman, so there is that. And I'll do one more hardcover. Oh, I have two. Well, anyways, I'll do this one. And this is A Life in Parts by Bryan Cranston, another nonfiction. It's a memoir by the actor. And he kind of likes to go into, he's going through, like, he talks about, like, the roles he's played and how that ties into his life. I don't know, something like that. And yeah, so let's see. Oh, so yeah, I'm sorry to flag out, just as like, there are a lot of people here now, and I have a large print, The Accident by Linwood Barclay. I think this is a thriller. Uh-huh. Yeah, so his wife dies mysteriously in a car accident. I always find actor memoirs really interesting, says Emily Lost in the Library. Yeah, yeah, well, it just sounded, I like the way he's apparently structuring this, like, related to various parts he's played. And I think it's also like roles he's played in real life, like as a son, as a, jobs he's had while he was breaking into acting, like a landscaper or whatever. So yeah, that should be fun. And I still have some mass markets to get to next week. And I was thinking also next week, if people are interested, and I hope you are, I was thinking, there's one more I'm going to share because it's a Harlequin super romance to add to the collection, but this is much more recent. It is, there they are. One more, just one more. The Good Provider by Deborah Salonen, and it is Sentinel Pass. So anyway, what I thought I would do next week is maybe have a bracket, and we can go through. I remember I went through the super romances last week before last. I thought maybe we could do a bracket where maybe at first it could just be on cover vibes, like I'll hold up two and you tell me which one to keep, and then as we narrow it down, we can look at the synopsis and so on a little bit more carefully than just title, author, and cover vibes. I never heard of super romance until recently. Now I'm hearing them all over, says Lisa. Anyway, so I thought that might be kind of fun. We could have a bracket, and then that'll decide which ones I read next. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry to flag so early. That was just like 10 minutes of yuck and 30 minutes of sprint. Great pile of books, says Wyoming. Barkity, 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 barkity. Oh, Silly has a tiara now. It's very, very nice. Apparently, Wyoming's husband got Silly the tiara, and it is very, very pretty. And she looks like such a pretty, pretty princess, or even queen, as she wears it. Yes, says Lisa. That sounds like fun. Okay, we will do that next week. Bracketology, and if I forget, just remind me. I had this idea a couple of days ago, and I haven't forgotten yet, so I think it's pretty much fixed in there, I hope. Well, I appreciate your joining me today, or watching me back later, if that is indeed what you were doing. And yeah, and now I'm just going to go collapse in a little heap. It'll be fun. And so I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day or night. And I'm hoping to get that, finish editing that after hours by the end of the week. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do for Sunday's video, or if I'm even going to do Sunday's video. We'll see. I'm just like all over the place with content creation and my energy levels and so on. I hope you feel better, says Lisa. Thank you. I think I just need to relax for a little. I just need to relax for a little while and then just chill. Thank you, Sock. Barkity. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Susan. Okay. Bye, everybody. See you in a week.